Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to design jewelry using the cymbals. Now these are the cymbals. They are metal components that look very similar to a lot of the two-hole beads and the seed beads that we have. So with these beads, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to use them in the designs to sort of finish them with a really nice professional look. So let me draw your attention to some of the examples I have here. So I'm going to talk about some ways to use these, and then I'm actually going to do a little demonstration. So the first example I want to show you is actually this guy over here. Now this is a bead substitute, but it also has a nice little loop on it. Now you can see that I made this really simple medallion just by going around, looping up again, and then looping around again. Now this is the cymbal. This is that silver piece right there, and you can see that it has that nice little loop to it. So what this allows us to do is to create a finished piece of jewelry, having that piece inserted there, while also not having to create any type of thread bridge using the actual seed beads that I'm using in the piece. So you can see that it's a really nice look, and you can do this for earrings. This is a little medallion that I put on a finished chain necklace, but there's a lot of opportunity to play with this. So that one features the PaisleyDuos, and I have a couple more examples here so you can see that some of these have loops on them. And then this one here actually looks really Paisley-like, and it is a bead substitute. So what it is it is a metal version of one of the two-hole beads there. So you can just kind of see that in my hand. All right, now moving on, we do have a lot of similar styles with the Ginko beads. Now the Ginko beads are unique because you can see side by side here, one of them you can loop through the bottom, and the other one has the loop on the top so you can string through the other side, I'll say. But that way they can be either top or bottom. And for these ones we also do have those bead substitutes. Now it's the same type of style when you look at these guys here. These are going to be great little endings. Now you can use these as the start of an earring or a big pendant, or you can use them to sort of finish off side by side and have it be the ending to a bracelet. So that's another thing you can do with those bead endings as well. So speaking of the earring posts that I'm going to be demonstrating here in a little bit, I have some of the Ginkos here, and let me just kind of show you. So this is what it looks like. So with the Ginkos, you can actually have it facing that way or that way. It's entirely up to you. So I have that version. And then we also have some for the gem duos. Now these are actually very cool. They look almost spaceship-like, but you can see that that gem duo is going to fit right in the center there. So you have those holes drilled through on both sides there. So you can actually add more pieces to the sides, or you can just drop it down really nicely. And a little example of that type of ending I have over here. Now with this one, it has that loop on it, so I had to attach my own hook to it. But again, this is a great opportunity to use these endings and see how it can just drop down to be a nice little earring, but you could also use them side by side so you could create a little bracelet. So lots of fun opportunities there. So that's also with those gem duos. Pardon me. All right, so moving across here, we have some that are going to be really great to work with Delica and 8/0 beads. So you can actually use these as the base for a seed bead. So this one has a nice little drop, and the holes are at the bottom there. Very cool, right? All right, we also have some that work with the super duos. Again, we have a different style here that's going to work with those seed beads. Something else I want to introduce to you guys is we have the side beads and then like these little tip beads here. So you can actually use them on the side to cover up some of that bead weaving. So let me take your eyes back over here to this example here. If this was the gem duos per se, I wouldn't have to use those white seed beads. I could use those little tiny little side beads to fill that in. We do have a video showing you how to do that with some gem duos, so you'll be able to see that. All right, just to finish off here, we have some paisley pieces here, and you can see that I've created a nice little component here. Now, let's say you wanted to get really creative and you just had a few beads left. Well, you could make this into an earring, hang a tassel from the bottom. You could also make several versions of this and link them side by side. You can see that these particular endings here have a different side on both edges. So this one has a little bit more of a floral design to it, and this side has that kind of wavy design. But you can create lots of little fun components like this and string them together. So there's a lot of opportunity in terms of making stuff. So let's get down to it. I want to show you guys how to make a quick and easy pair of bead woven earrings that is going to take just minutes. So now I'm going to show you how to make this earring. Now this uses those Ginko beads, but what you'll notice is it uses a post, it uses two different sides of those loops together, and then it also uses a bead substitute. So you're really going to get a chance to see everything in action here and to see how easy this is. So I've taken some Fireline in the 4-pound and I've strung about 3 feet onto a needle, and I'm going to actually be able to do both components with that amount of thread. So I'm using a size 12 beading needle. Very simply, let me kind of show you how I came up with this. So I'm going to flip my little piece up there at the top so that all of my Ginkos are facing the same way. And then it's just going to sit together just like so. And I'm going to bring this down here and they're all going to fit together just like that. So let me do this bottom piece for you here just to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to string through this second side here coming down. Leave a little bit of a tail, about 6 to 8 inches or so, and string back up. So I create a little thread bridge along the bottom there. And now, simply going up through one hole, stringing that down, across, because these little loops have the across version, not the up and down like the other Ginkos, and stringing it down through this bead on the other side. All right, so now I'm going to pull that all together. And what I'm going to do is just take both of those ends and tie a little overhand knot. And that should bring my nice little component together perfectly. So you can see that? So I just tied a little knot that's going to sit right in there. And now, because it's so tight, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do that again. I'm going to tie another knot, bring it down, give it a nice tug, make sure everything is secure, and pull through again. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and weave in all of those little ends, but I'm going to just move my threads to the back here, come in with my scissors, get as close as I can, and snip that off. So there we go. We have one component down. So you guessed it, it's going to be about the same on this other one here. So here's the difference. We're going to come up through one of those little beads. Now for the post, you are going to string up and over, down, oops, just like through, so to the other side. And then we're going to catch another side of that Ginko bead. Keeping that down. So I wanted to show you how it lays out early. All right, and now we're going to string across that little Ginko bead. And hopefully I have done that all correctly. So we're going to see. So go ahead and tie that together. And all my Ginkos laying the right way? Yes, they are. Beautiful. So again, same thing. You can string through that again if you feel that you need more security, but I think 3 little knots, a nice good tug is going to do it for me because these aren't really load bearing. So that's another thing that if you are doing a bracelet, I always recommend kind of tying a few extra knots. But if you're just doing a little earring here, it's going to be nice and delicate. You can see that I'm just coming in and trimming that off on the other side. All right, so to finish off my little earring here, I'm just going to take a couple pairs of pliers, open up my little jump ring, slip on my first component, slip on my second component, and close that up. And I have my little earring back. You can choose many different styles, whatever suits your needs. But there we have it, and it's all ready to go and finished up. So now you can do this little design featuring different styles of those Ginko beads. This also works for a lot of the other designs. Really, when it comes down to it, what you're focusing on is just trying to make it work, make sure that you're always kind of following the same pattern in terms of going around and around, just to make sure that it kind of fits together. Now, if you wanted to, let's say, try on a different style of this, you could actually substitute this in for those 2 Ginko beads. So you can see how easy this is to really modify it to suit your design. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it very informative. You can shop all of the Cymbals by heading over to Beadaholique.com, and you'll see even more tutorial videos by subscribing here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching.